ministry should implement that. So again here, the problem is now no longer, because in the past we were really stuck, we had no answer, no easy answer. That's why we had to go for Tonsembele to decongest. But now we have the solution, the vaccine. But people don't want to take the vaccine. Bananta bourgeois, Now, then another problem is the problem of malaria. Malaria is also becoming a problem. Malaria transmission in Uganda is perennial with two seasonal peaks between April to June and September to November. Malaria cases were 11.3 million in 2021. However, this year, 2022, 14.3 million people have already got malaria. In 2021, a total of 2,773 people died of malaria. As of October 2022, a total of 2,489 have already died. So the people who are dying from malaria are almost as many as the ones who died from corona. Throughout this year, 2022, the country has been experiencing malaria epidemics affecting 75 districts. The top 20 districts reporting a very high number of cases are Yumbe, Tororo, Ajumani, Kamuli, Agago, Wakiso, Kasese, Iganga, Kibuku, Pader, Lamuo, Terego, Busia, Butareja, Oyam, Mayuge, Isinjiro, Budaka, Kampala, and Bugiri. Now, the big problem is again us. Yes, the mosquitoes are there, but we have got solutions against the mosquitoes. And what are the solutions? The use of treated bed nets. So, although there is climate change and so on, the mosquitoes are there in the bush and so on, but for us, we have the solution. One of the main factors is the poor use of protective measures like mosquito nets, which government routinely distributes, treated with insecticides. However, only 70% of the population consistently sleep under mosquito nets. I remember some years ago, I think we used the army. There's a time when we used the army to distribute the bed nets. I remember. And I remember we distributed 21 million bed nets. Remember the homesteads in Uganda now are like 9 million homesteads, Amaka. So when you distribute 21 million bed nets, you're having almost 2 bed nets per homestead. But they are not used. People don't use them. I don't know where they put them. I don't know. Minister of Health would have to sit down and see whether they cannot go in these homes and inspect using the chiefs. We shall discuss it. Where did the bed nets go? There was the spraying of wars. What happened to that? You tell us, Jane.
Your Excellency, indoor residual spraying is still ongoing in eastern Uganda and northern Uganda. However, there is a challenge that the current chemicals that we are using, the mosquitoes became resistant to them. So we have ordered other chemicals to use and we still continue to spray.
But the treated bed nets are still working?
Yes, Excellency.
Oh, okay. Because you see the treated mosquito bed net has got a chemical. When the mosquito sits there, it dies. Doesn't it die? Yes. The bed net kills it protects you. The mosquito doesn't reach you because you are inside, but it also dies, isn't it? Yeah. So, if we had listened, there are other measures we are looking at, like the larvicide, use of the larvicides. We have been talking about it for a long time, but that is to be done by the government. Now, you in your area, clearing bushes around you, around your homestead, removing stagnant water and empty containers around your home, because the mosquitoes like to be in those, to breed in that stagnant water. And sleeping in mosquito bed nets, under mosquito bed nets. I sleep in bed nets. I cannot sleep anywhere without a bed net. Even when there are no mosquitoes near me. In Nakasero, in Entebbe, in wherever. Even when we were fighting in the bush, we had bed nets. They were not treated. They are not like yours, which are Zavagaga, the ones which are treated. But at least they would not allow the mosquito to bite me. Now you people, you are lucky. You have got a mosquito, which a bed net, which doesn't allow the mosquito to reach you, but which also kills the mosquito. So if we are doing it properly, the mosquitoes will be finished now. And we add other measures like the indoor spray, indoor residual spraying on the walls. The mosquitoes would be reduced. I know this because we were able to eliminate tsetse flies in the cattle corridor, in the Ngoma, Nakasongola, Wachato, Singo, Gomba, all the way to Isingiro, by using Dicatex, which we were spraying to kill ticks, but it would also kill tsetse fly. Any tsetse fly that would try to bite the cow would die. The cow became a mobile killer of tsetse flies. Ebivundu bigwawo. When I first came to Kisutu, there was some biting flies. They are no longer there. They all got finished. I went to Barilegi, in northern Uganda, where I have a state lodge, and there were so many tsetse flies there. And I brought cows there, sprayed them with the Dicatex, and they cleared the tsetse flies. If you go there, you don't even have mosquitoes or biting flies. They are all finished. So these methods, properly used, can finish these health problems. But if you have got people who don't care, so here there's another problem. People are dying from corona when they shouldn't die. They are dying from Ebola when they shouldn't die. They are dying from malaria when they shouldn't die. Now, what's that now? The final item on health I want to comment on is HIV/AIDS. The other day we were in Rukunjiri on AIDS Day, and I was looking through the briefs and the messages. We have in Uganda 1.36 million people, no, 1.45 million people who have got the virus, who are living with the virus, HIV. Out of these, 1.36 million are on lifelong antiretroviral treatment, what we call ARVs. They are being treated with these medicines, which doesn't allow the person who has got AIDS to die, saves him, doesn't die, doesn't eliminate the virus completely, but it suppresses it and the person lives. And the prevalence rate, the people with AIDS out of every 100, for the people between 15 years of age and 49 is 5.5% national. From the 18% which we encountered here in 1986, 87. The problem, however, is that we are getting new infections. 54,000 new infections occurred in 2021. This was a bit lower than a few years ago when 70,000 new ones were being infected. But still, 54,000 is a big number. It's a big number. Now, of the new people who are being infected, many of them are between 15 years and 24 years. Our young people are getting infected. We have made gains in reducing AIDS death, which dropped from approximately 25,000 in 2015 per year, but we are still losing 17,000 people every year from AIDS. So people are still dying from AIDS. Why? Because even when they are put on the drugs, they don't take them consistently. Again, they neglect. You can imagine now. So you see how many people are dying from when they shouldn't die. Ebola, people are dying when they shouldn't die. Corona, people are dying when they shouldn't die. Malaria, people are dying when they shouldn't die. Now, AIDS, even when there is medicine to prolong life, they don't follow, and we do 17,000 every year. But also, on the issue of AIDS, I saw a danger in the message, the messages. The messages were saying now, take antiretroviral drugs. Somebody who is living on drugs against AIDS, can he do, for instance, can he join the army and do army work? They say no. If you put him under physical pressure, he will collapse. So, please, don't get the message that getting AIDS and getting drugs solves the whole problem. No. It means when you have the virus, you are really a form of PWD, person with disability. Yes, you will not die, but you will not use your full potential. And when we talk of exertion, it is not just only physical exertion. I think even mental, intellectual. Because, for instance, we had one of our people who was doing, who was living, supported by these drugs, but went for a course, not physical, but course for writing, reading, what, and he died. I know somebody, one of our very good people. Yeah. So the disability which AIDS brings you is not only from physical. For me, I saw even intellectual, mental exertion can lead to the collapse. So therefore, my message is please avoid getting AIDS, so that you use your full potential in your life. It's absolutely unnecessary to get AIDS that you are looking for temporary pleasure for a few minutes, then you get a problem all your life, even if you don't die. But there are certain things you cannot do. It cuts on your potential. So the answer is avoid. This should be the message. And if you see the statistics, you'll see that some parts of the country don't have AIDS. Karamoja only 1%. One person out of 100 in Karamoja. And yet they have polygamy, but they're disciplined in their system there. Yumbe, West Nile, very low. 1%. But in other areas, some of them go up to 16%. So it is really behavior. Behavior is the main issue. And that's what should be emphasized. Instead of emphasizing so many other things, condom use, I don't know what. Why do you have to go with people whom you don't trust? Why? What are you looking for? What are you looking for exactly? Sex should be very intimate with people you 100% sure of. Otherwise, is it water that if you don't have sex, or air? Because the other time I told you that I was speaking about something and I did research. I found that if you don't get air for 6 minutes, you die. I think water you take, I don't know how many days. Food you take almost a month. Now, if you don't have sex from an unsure source, what will happen to you? People are just lost. Why should you have sex from an unsure source? What for? What are you looking for? Therefore, on the issue of AIDS, my message is, yes, the ones who are already infected, they should get drugs and stay on them. We don't want these 17,000 who are dying every year. But secondly, don't get infected at all, because when you get infected, yes, you will have the life-prolonging diseases, but still it reducts on your potential. So those are the points I wanted to mention on health. Now on the issue of crime, you have been hearing incidents of. First, we had the attack on General Katumba, where his daughter died and another person, and Katumba was injured. Then you had attacks on police posts. There were attacks in the Bukomero area. Then the other day you had some attack in Busika. And recently we had a cross-border incursion from Congo. Now, some of it is pure crime. Crime, like for instance, the people who killed a soldier at Gaddafi barracks and were later killed, and the guns recovered in Jinja, in Iganga area. This was just a crime. A soldier was using a gun to rob. Then he was arrested, then he escaped, then came back and killed a soldier, but eventually he was gunned down. So that was mainly crime for money. But the incidents of these police posts and the attack on Katumba was by elements connected to ADF and another group of some people operating out of South Africa. These are the ones who were in the Chiboga area. But as I told you, it's really foolishness to think that you can commit crime in Uganda under the NRM and you survive. As I speak, and you remember I told you that the other time when we were having the end of the year, I told you that anybody who kills people will be arrested or killed if he tries to resist. So I can give some incidents here. On 31st October 2022, an estimated 7 criminals attacked Busika police station in Ruero, during which they killed 2 police officers, robbed 2 guns, and set the station ablaze. So they thought they had disappeared when they did that. Now, the problem with the crime, there's no way you can go and commit a crime and you don't leave traces. Whenever you commit a crime,
Amba bano abantu abajja okulondoola ne bamanya ani abadde mu kikolwa ekyo. Emirundi egisinga buli wabeerawo ekitta abantu ekyekikanga ekyo era wabeerawo obuufu, wabeerawo abajja okuwondera obubonero bwe balabirako.
These people thought they were very clever, but of course there were cameras which saw them. Although they had covered their heads, there were cameras which saw them. There were other signs. And 31st of October, killing. They are the ones who killed the cow of Buko. You remember there was a cow of Buko who was killed. He was called Mr. Gwang at Matuga. Now following this more information, police intensified the hunt for their accomplices until the night of the 18th of December 2022 at 23 hours, which is 11 p.m. at night, when police teams raided an ADF cell in Chitomatuga, where 2 terrorists were shot dead, namely Muanguzi, Abdul Shakur, and Hajuli Akim. 2 SMGs were recovered and explosives in bags recovered and safely detonated by the police bomb squad. They fingerprinted all the guns in Uganda. These guns have fingerprints. The fingerprints. So, if you use a gun, we can know which gun it is you used on commit a crime. You had a group of other criminals that were engaged in robberies and murders in Chiboga, Mityana, and Mbale. 7 incidents of murder and robbery were confirmed to have been linked to Sekimpe Dennis and his group in Chiboga, Busunju, Kapeka, and Mbale, Malaba. Police carried out further operations to completely neutralize Sekimpe's group with the following results. 2 criminals killed in action. They are to appear in court. 16 Burundians who were believed to have links with the Sekimpe group were arrested and handed over to immigration for deportation. Now, I have already told you about the ones who attacked Gaddafi barracks. Those were killed again. I've already told you about those. And the ones of Katumba, some were killed, some were arrested. They are now in court. Then there were people who had thrown a petrol bomb at the police station here. Those also have been arrested. Then the Bijambia groups were arrested. You remember the Bijambia of massacre? They were arrested. Then maybe let me read this one for you. I'm just going through the file just to show you how these fellows are wasting time, but I will come to that. On 25th November 2021, criminals ambushed a UPDF patrol in Wakiso Town Council, where they hacked 2 UPDF soldiers using machete and took 1 gun. Later, on 7th December 2021, they attacked police in Busunju, during which they killed 2 police officers and robbed 2 SMGs. Lastly, on 16th December 2021, they attacked Nakaso's police post in Kiboga, during which they killed 2 police officers and robbed 2 police guns. So they think they were very clever now. Following these attacks, police and the UPDF with agencies two suspects, including their overall commander, Wanse Mogere Ndugwa, have been charged before the General Court Martial of offenses of murder, aggravated robberies, and so on. So that group is totally accounted for. Now, lastly, the other day, when I was in the US, a group of 40 came from that they were coming to I think this is the one. Let me read it for you. On 13th December 2022, at around 600 hours early morning, that is saa 12 za usiku. You know, there is confusion by the English. They say 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, morning is, for us, we count from the first hour of the night. So here we are talking about Shai Kumineviri Zekiro. From, it's now, I think now, it must be now about the 3rd hour of the night. So you go on counting until 12 hours. So Shai Kumineviri Zumuka, saa 12 za asubuhi, za usiku. The civilians called on the UPDF border detaches of Chapa and Kayanja 1 by use of telephones and informed the soldiers that the enemy had crossed River Semuliki and entered on our side. Quickly, the border detachments informed their commanding officer, 8th Mountain Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Saul Bishusha Nabimanya. He organized assault squads who advanced using convergence battle formations, approaching from 4 approach routes. They intercepted and attacked the enemy around the villages of Chapa, Chove, Kayanja 2, Bweramure Junction. That enemy group came from Mambasa territory at the river Ituri, in Ituri province, in a bigger group which crossed Eringeti Commander Road, that is inside Congo, and entered Irumu territory to areas of Tokomeka and Beru 2, whereby on the 11th of December 2022, our joint forces of 83 Battalion and 1 Commando Battalion and the Congolese Army attacked it and killed 30 terrorists and captured 8 guns from them. Inside Congo now, that's where our people attacked them and killed 30 of them. And on the 11th of December, and captured 8 guns, and rescued 19 abductees. That bigger group was under a rebel commander called Muzei Mayor or something like that, and another called Rafiki, who are coming to join another enemy commander called Mahamudu Rumisa of the place called Maitatu. Thereafter, that thorough beating, when they were beaten inside Congo, the enemy commander, Mahamudu Rumisa, sent this group of 40 fighters to come to Uganda, kill civilians and loot their properties. In their foolishness, they thought that if they, now that they are being beaten in Congo, if they come to Uganda, maybe either Uganda is the soldiers are less or what, I don't know what they thought. After the total defeat of this criminal group, since 13 December 2022 to date, the results are as follows. There were 40, 21 killed, 15 captured alive, 17 SMGs and 2 machine guns captured, 4 IEDs, improvised explosive devices, captured, 337 bullets of SMG captured, 75 bullets of machine gun captured, 1,500 set phones, I think these are mobile phones, 5 radio walkie-talkies, on our side, 1 soldier was killed, 1 soldier was wounded, 1 civilian was killed, 2 civilians were injured. So therefore, out of the 40 who crossed into Uganda, 36 are either dead or captured. The one we don't know where they are 4. Combing operations are ongoing to account for the 4 remnants. but we suspect they could have probably drowned in the river. One of their commanders called Yakute could have died, could have drowned. The other two commanders were killed because they were identified, Madison and Cheswa, somebody called Cheswa. So therefore, I am saying all this to really, first of all, inform Ugandans not to worry about these people, these groups. The UPDF is so strong. It's just a joke to think that you can come and run around supported by the police, by the intelligence service. There's no way you can come with guns here and you think you will survive. Yes, you may survive day one, day two, but you will, in the end you will die. Now, their only salvation has been Congo under President Kabila, who allowed them to stay there, have gardens, have what? Steal people's property, steal. They grow cocoa in that part of Congo. They grow a lot of cocoa. During the harvest season, these terrorists would come and harvest people's cocoa and sell it. With our operation there, this is the first time the Congolese have harvested the Wananchi, have harvested the cocoa and sold it. That's why the UPDF is very popular with the Wananchi in Eastern Congo. So now that His Excellency Tshisekedi allowed us to operate there, there is no way they will survive there. In their foolishness, they think that the forest is something big. After the forest is easy for us, it's easier to operate in the forest than even in the other areas. We see them by day, we see them by night. And that's why we attack them. Either by infantry attacks or even by long-range weapons from very far. So when they now run from there like these ones to try and hide in the population, again we are ready for them. So two things. First, I want to assure the Ugandans that please don't, just be vigilant. Just be vigilant. Because when you are vigilant, like the Chabad as a group, how we got them eventually, it was partly through the vigilance of the people. Because they came to reconnoiter first. So the people saw some people whom they didn't know in the area, who had come to spy. They got them. That's how, that was one of the, how some of the clues. Now you heard that in the case of the border, in Toroko, the Wananchi, so these people telephoned the army and the army came and finished them. So the only thing we need from the public is vigilance, because the criminals will leave signs. If you see somebody who is suspicious, you contact the security forces. The rest will be easy. So Ugandans, don't worry yourselves. Number one, don't worry about these people. Because I see people talking, say security, what? Please, please. If you have got blood pressure from other causes, go for treatment, but don't develop blood pressure on account of insecurity. There will be no insecurity in Uganda. Number two, be vigilant to see somebody who is funny and report. The rest will be very easy. But number three is for these terrorists themselves. I'm telling you that wherever you are, we shall get you. And now, when we have been operating, we have been getting more information. Who is who? We even know their names. Initially, we didn't know their names. We know everybody, their names. We are now looking for them. So the only, and then they are unfortunately taking young people, young children. Do you have those pictures on this? Those young children who.
What is it?
You can see that one.
Kumba manya kwa vita. Zainab. Shamsi rinyanga zunjiri hawa. Shamsi. Byabachenda.
Those are the soldiers.
Soldiers. Ine myaka emeka 14 soko tunekwa na kamera 14 myaka 14 ogera olomechi kabira yo mungala bangala bogera olomechi lulingala kati kitegezo manye lulingala ate oluganda lwolwigirawo Musiko. Basomesa yo. Basomesa Oluganda.
Olugira kubaako nga balogera.
Nga balogera. Lulimi gy'olulala lw'omanyi. Oluswayiri. Olulingala boogera bati babuuza bate mu lulingala. Bwe mba njagala kubuuza.
Zonna bwe
Manyi. Just kubuuza. Nga kumacha kati nga mu Luganda mbuuza basu. Then mu lulingala babuuza bati. Tekyanjukira. Kati waliwo bye njagala nkubuuzeeko. Bwe kubuuza ng'oziramu just tukakole speed okugenda okola ebirala. Ogambye bakuyitaani Zainab ani Chemsi. Ogambye ena emyaka 14 oli mu Lingala. Okay. Kumbe mwekongo temwina gundi, temwina district, mwina province. Province yabagita bati. Tomanyi. Naye nga tawuni eri kumpi bagita bati. Ben. Kitegeeza kumpi ne Ben. Ben ekyalo sobola okuba mu kimanyi. Wali? Tokimanyi. Ekyalo kyebakuzaalamu. Kyebakuzaala. Kisangani. Ate kati.
Kuba musanvu.
Myaka nga 7. Wayingira otya? Ani yakutwala?
Mukwano gwa taata wange.
Mukwano gwa taata wo? Kumbe ogambye taata bamuyitaani? Abdulahiki. Ng'abeerawo.
Mukwano gwa taata.
Taata wo?
Taata wange ng'ali Yumbe.
Ali Yumbe? Akyali e Yumbe oba aliwo?
Simanyi kati saa zino gy'ali.
Saa zino tomanyi?
Kati Yumbe yaliwa? Kati olanyambi yaliwa?
Kakati? Oyo mukwano gwa taata wo oba muyitaani?
Amuyita Mambo.
Mambo? Ate linyeera?
Lozeri ekisamba amuyita Abdunur.
Abdunur Mambo. Ng'abeerawo?
Ng'abeera
Buyale? Kakati e Yumbe mukwano gwa taata wo yajja n'akutonaye? Byakugamba?
Yagamba taata wange asaba agende nange. Asaba agende nange nsome obusiraamu.
Asaba agende naawe osome obusiraamu? Okay. Kati ne muvaayo paka mwaka Yumbe mwagenda paka?
Twajja mpaka Arua.
Ebeera nga otunula mukana. wajja ne mukwano gwa taatawo ne taatawo pakalu. Aha.
Kati netumala awo nga wiiki. Netuva awo mpaka bwe yali.
Aluwa zaidi kye mwali.
Awo kumpi ne esawo ky'enjoli.
Kumpi ne airport. Wani.
Waffe.
Nawo wamu.
Taata yapangisa bupangisa.
Taata yapangisa. Aha, ne mujja paka Buyale. Aha, Buyale mwatuukira wani.
Twatuukira ku masjidi ya Sekaratibu.
Musigiti gwa?
Sekaratibu.
Sekaratibu. Buyale. Aha, Sekaratibu yaliwo?
Yaliwo.
Yabagamba ki?
Teyatugamba kintu
yabaniriza.
Okay. Awo Buyale mwamalawo bbanga ki?
Twamalawo olunaku lumu.
Mbogambye omusigiti ki?
Ogwa Sekaratibu.
Sekaratibu. Buyale.
Buyale mu tawuni.
Mu tawuni.
Mwamalawo olunaku lumu.
Mwasulawo.
Awo ku musigiti gwa Sekaratibu.
Okay. Ne mugenda wa? Katono mwava awo.
Olwo muvudde awo.
Netuva awo ne tujja Busi.
Gwe nani?
Busiya? Busiya. Gwe nani okuva?
Nze ne mukwano gwa taata.
Kati nga taatawo yasigadde.
Nga ye tumulesa.
Nga mumulesa Buyale. Ye mukwano gwa taatawo. Mugambe bamuyitaani? Mambo. Ebyekisiraamu? Abdunur. Ne mugenda paka Busiya? Ebusiya mwatuukira wani?
Twatuukira ku muzikiti gwa oba baguyita gwa Marakazi.
Marikazi. Musigiti gwa Marikazi. Ebusiya.
Nga gusomesa ya?
Sheikh Abdulhamid.
Shekani? Abdulhamid. Awe Busiya. Kati mwatuuka?
Tumalawo olunaku lumu.
Olunaku lumu. Nga muvudde Buyale mugenze Busiya?
Mu tawuni?
Mu tawuni. Netuvaawo ne tujja mpaka Poto. Nga
mukwesa ntambula ki?
Twava gundi, twava eri Yumbe yonna Arua yonna nga tuli ku baasi.
Nga mukosa baasi? Baasi kaki?
Baby coach.
Kampi ya nani? Mabobu. Waliwapeleka Mabobu kwa kampi ya nani? Mkubwa ya hiyo kampi alikuwa nani? Asaka Anjola. Mabobo kama nakuja Bahacha.
Wapi?
Bahacha. Pajili Bahacha kwa karibu na Mabobo. Lakini Mabobo.
Mabobo ndio ni Bahacha. Na ile jina yake.
Okay.
Sasa wakakamata. Ndio. Nani huyo komanda mwingine naye kama na kampu kulikuwa mambo. Kulikuwa na miaka ngapi? Ukata mmekamata.
Bali ni kamanda.
Mwaka 14. Sasa wakati mzee wakazi singi mkuu kwa kampa mzee wakazi wakati unakuja mzee wakazi ndio mkuu kwa mzee ndio sasa
kwa kampi yenyewe sema umekuwa mkubwa yao alikuwa ametaka sema umetokea kukuja hapa Uganda
kama mwamini kala ndio
mzee wa kazi. Hiyo kampu iko sehemu gani?
Ule zaidi
za Mapipa.
Okay. So now you can see those are the young children. They recruit. You can hear how they were recruiting these young children. I have not yet got the full story, whether they were already fighting or what, or whether there was, but you wonder why. Like the other boy from Arua to Busia to, you know, the young she was talking, because that one is a Ugandan. The other ones are Congolese, but also captured, and the girl you could hear she was speaking Uganda because of staying with these criminals. So the fact of the matter is that the UPDF, now that we have entered that Congo, there is no chance of these people surviving. So my advice to them and to all the adults who have been involving them, maybe they did not know the capacity of UPDF. They think that Congo, they think is far or what, but there is no way we cannot reach as long as the Congo government allows us. So my advice to them, now we have all the data, we have all the information, is for these people to surrender, get out of the remnants who are hiding, get out. There are some who are hiding in the trading center, because now they fear to stay in the forest, because in the forest, wherever they go, we see them. We see them by day, by night. There's no way we cannot see them. So my advice to them is get out and surrender either to the Congo army or to our units which are there, or it's easier to surrender to the UN, doesn't matter, but get out. If you don't get out, you will die. That's the third point. Number one, Ugandans, be assured there is no threat which we cannot handle. Number two, be vigilant. Number three, you, the terrorists, get out and stop endangering people's lives and endangering your own lives. I thank you and I wish you a happy Christmas. Now, on New Year's Day, before New Year's Day, I will make again a broadcast, but this time I will concentrate on people. I'm trying to get the proper Luganda word, abakongozi. Okukongora in Runyankore is when somebody is cheating others while they are working. For him is not doing any work, pretending to do work when he is doing nothing. So, in fighting poverty, there are some people who are Okongora us. The ones who are struggling with the poverty ourselves, many Ugandans, but you find the others who are just Okongora. What is the proper pronunciation, Nankabirwa?
Kyogedde bulungi muzeeyi, okukongola abakongozi.
But there is another one of
ekirala kiri kyaffe ab'embogo, okukongojja abakongozi. Abakongozi be babeetikka kabaka abamutambuza.
okukongojja.
Bakongojja kabaka. Naye kati kyotegeeza
okukongojja, I thought was like limping.
ne limping nako kukongojja oli mutuufu. Naye kabaka baba bamwetisse era baba bamwetikka ku bibegabega bamukongojja. Naye kiri kyotegeeza ekyabakongozi abeebuzaabuza nga abalala bakola.
Sigenda kwogera ku birala biki, simanyi biki, manyi foreign affairs. ennaku z'omwezi 31 ngenda kwogerako abakongozi. We cannot go on working because nze siwumula nkola bya government nkola ebyange. Now you find people are just okukongola, not bothered, playing ludo in the trading centers, especially our young people. Kati chingenda kwogerako on the 31st. So if I can get somebody, Nankara will come and translate for me, so that we really discuss that. Thank you, Katonda. I wish you a happy, a Merry Christmas, and on 31st, God willing, I will wish you a happy New Year. Thank you.
Makondi kuisatu gakutusibwaku. 1 million members empowered to harvest, to create, to dream. Equity. Karibu member.
Endwaire Kamala hediruma abantu abannayuganda nga muno n'omuli ekirwaire kya Ebola hiseisebo omukambwe sirimu n'omusodo gw'ensiri ogweyongeire mu bannayuganda ate ensonga eby'okwerinda omukulembeze w'eggwanga era agire mu maiso y'abanga adikoona kunga muno n'omuli abayeekera ba ADF n'ababaidye nga tebakola obulumbaganigeza nga ebijambiya ebyali mu bitundu eby'e Masaka n'ebintu eby'endawulo ebyekuusa ku by'okwerinda wano mu ggwanga ly'etu Uganda. Omukulembeze ow'eggwanga General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni yakaba nga ate amaliriza okwogera ku eri bannayuganda ku nsonga edd'endawulo nga muno mudayogeire kuno